Hey guys, how are you? So I thought I would go ahead, pop on here, and get you some instructions for the week of May what is next week, the 4th? Can you believe that we've been doing this for what, 4 or 5 weeks? I can't believe that we're at the end of the school year. Crazy as it ended up being. But yeah, here we go. All right, first of all, can I just say how much I have enjoyed I know not everyone has turned in the book snaps yet for Fahrenheit 451, but I have really enjoyed looking at those of you who have turned them in. I love seeing your thought processes, your creativity. It's that metacognition, the big word of the year. I've really enjoyed looking at those. So keep them coming. And like I said, I know about half of you are still working on them. You haven't turned them in yet. Technically, they're not due, I think, until like Sunday evening. We have like the Sunday to Sunday that we've been instructed to do. But I did go ahead, and those of you who have already turned them in, I went ahead and looked at them, gave you some comments. A couple of them were incomplete. So some of y'all, I've already saw back that y'all are fixing them. But they look fantastic. I knew y'all would knock it out of the park because that's just how awesome y'all are. All right, so I want to go ahead and let me share my screen with you so we can go through the instructions for next week. So I'm here on our stream page, and again, I've cleaned it up. I actually had one of my seniors who texted me earlier this week, and she said, "Oh my gosh, everything is gone from Google Classroom." I was like, "No, it's not." But if you go up here and click on classwork, that's where everything will be. And of course, we're going to start on our calendar. The calendar will give you guys the big picture, and then and some suggested pacing, and then hang on. Google Classroom, of course, gives you the actual assignments. Excuse me. Where are we? Here we go, May the 4th. So this video that I'm making right now is what will be right here where it says click here for weekly instruction. So the word here will actually be a live link that will take you to this video, all right? The last week of your bell ringer journals, because then we're going to do something kind of fun next week. We're going to do a post-pandemic vision board, which I had my college transition kids do those, and they were a lot of fun. So I thought we'll have y'all do them too to kind of wrap up the year. Hopefully we can go out and get some fresh air and sunshine this summer. All right, so last week, your task, obviously we were finishing up Fahrenheit 51, and then introducing the research assignment, and your task for research for the week of, what was this, April the 27th, was to simply choose your topic and define or identify your research question. And I have not looked at those yet. I will look at those before Monday and give you guys some feedback. So that was all that you were supposed to do this week. Some of you, I've gotten messages, emails, reminds from you, and you have just like plowed on forward and finished the assignment. And I'm like, no, we haven't gotten there yet. So this next week, the week of May the 4th, we're going to focus on our sources. I am going to go ahead and link up both the credible source information and the template where you can put the whole assignment together. Because again, some of y'all, I know you're just like, I'm bored, I want to get this done, I want to, just keep working. So I'm going to go ahead and put out both weeks worth of information and let you guys go on and work ahead if you'd like to. So the credible sources, you'll notice that that's what I have listed every day is just the one assignment in addition to your bell ringer journal. The reason I just have the one assignment is there's actually several parts to it, and our instructions are to give you guys no more than 3 hours of work, if at all possible, no more than 3 hours of work per week for each class. And so this might actually take you a little bit long, even though it's one assignment. Again, there's several parts to it, and it might take you some time. So let me go over here to Google Classroom. And I'm going to look here. You'll notice again that these are grayed out because I have them scheduled to go live Sunday afternoon, and then they'll go live and they'll look like the rest of them. But right now I can see them, but if you were to pull up Google Classroom, it wouldn't be there for you. So let me go ahead, credible sources. I've given you some general rules. So there's a document that's attached here that will give you all you need to know about credible sources, at least for right now. It'll give you enough information for the assignment that we're doing. There's a video that's linked on the document, which is me basically stumbling through credible sources. There's some tips included. Again, to sit here and read this won't make as much sense without seeing the document, but then the big thing at the end, do not forget to mark as done. Y'all, mark as done. Please mark as done. All right, so let me go ahead, pull up the document. Of course, everyone gets a copy, and it says watch this video for specific instructions. And this is basically just telling me, telling you guys, how do you even go about finding credible sources? How do you know if it's credible? And so there's some hints here. There's some other information here. I've given you some of my favorite sites for what we're doing. You could probably find information on these sites. And again, these are some that my On-Ramps Rhetoric, my UT students, that they use in the fall. And actually they've used them a little bit in the spring, but we're getting deeper into research, doing kind of some what I call hardcore research with the On-Ramps class. But for what we're doing, you could probably find your sources in these particular venues. The next page helps you to gather all of the information in order to be able to create a properly formatted MLA citation, the formal citation, okay? And so you'll fill these out, the author's first, like you have your source, so you have an article, then you'll tell me who's the author, what website or article or book did it come from, are there any sections or chapters or whatever, like if you had a book, there might be a specific chapter that you used. Any editors, publisher, year of publication, website URL, etc. So you'll do that for each of your 3 sources. You'll gather the information. And then down here, you're going to create the formal MLA citation. And I've given you a link here to the Purdue OWL to assist with that. And the Purdue OWL is an awesome, you can actually put your information in here inside it. Okay, and it'll take you through several steps. So like if you put a URL in here, it won't just automatically cite it. It will ask you, it'll take you through, I think it's 4 or 5 different steps before you get to that final pre-generated citation. Okay, so this technically is all I have for you next week. Again, it's to learn about credible sources. I was actually going to put together a quiz for credible sources. Oh well, too late. Anyway, so the quiz for the quiz. Hello. So this, technically, this is all I have for you for the week of May the 4th, is to find your 3 credible sources. Okay. So you have, this week you formatted your research question. Next week you're going to begin to research it. The following week then you're going to put it together. Okay, and I went ahead, I linked the template out here. Okay, it's not actually due until, well, we're saying like May the 15th, that Friday. If we were actually in school, that's when it would be due. But we're not, so technically it's due that Sunday, but we're just going ahead and putting that May the 15th on it. That's what's on the class calendar anyway. But I went ahead and I included the template just because some of y'all I know are, you're just wanting to get stuff done. I've given you guys a note down here that says change up the fonts in the background as you like, be creative. Okay, I've put it together just very, very black and white, very plain, very simple font. you can change that up as much as you like, as long as I can read it. Please don't put like yellow on a white background, because that's mean, and y'all are not mean. Or white on a yellow background. Someone would probably do that. No. All right, so the topic title. When I mean topic title, and I've given you an example here, not the broad category, but for example, homeless veterans. Okay, not just homelessness, but homeless veterans, or whatever your topic is. The question, what is it you're planning to answer with your research? So for example, the example that I've been using is, what resources are available in the DFW area to help homeless veterans? Okay, so that's kind of the introduction. That next slide, this is your mood board, okay? In other words, the 6 to 10 pictures, they're appropriate to your topic. You're gonna make kind of a collage of, that represents your topic. The next slide, the third one, is a summary of your topic, 5 to 7 well-written sentences. We've been doing a lot of writing this year. Be aware of spelling, okay? Spelling, punctuation, capitalization. These are what I'm seeing the most, especially spelling and capitalization. Okay, so watch your mechanics. And then the next 3 slides, 4, 5, and 6, these are your short answer questions. Short answer questions, if you're thinking, I don't know what that is. Yes, you do, because we've been doing them since the fall, since about October or November, I think, is when we started doing them. So this is where the short answer, it's at least 3 sentences, okay? You have your topic sentence. And then from your first resource or your first source, you're going to find some information that supports your topic sentence. For example, if I'm doing homeless veterans, my first topic sentence might address medical care that's available. And then I would find a quote from a source that kind of talks about how homeless veterans can have access to quality medical care. You're going to effectively embed and contextualize your quotes. You're not just going to plop it in there with a quote on each side. Okay, that does nothing. I don't know what it goes to. So you're going to say, according to Homeless Veterans Association of America in the DFW area, quotation mark, homeless veterans can go to blah 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 blah, you know, if they're in need of medical care, in quotation mark. And then that analysis statement, okay, where you're going to take it a step further and add some explanation, okay? And you're going to do that for slides 4, so your fact 1, slide 5 is fact 2, slide 6 is fact 3. And the idea is that you will have your 3 sources, and you'll have something from each source for each of these slides. And then the final one is the works cited that you'll put here. Now, I do have the Purdue OWL page, once again, linked in here. OWL is on Online Writing Lab, and it's from Purdue University. And this has actually become the standard for not only MLA formatting, but they have other formatting as well, the Chicago style, APA, etc. But we're using, as literature, we use the MLA. But if you did the credible sources, if you did this, then you should have them cited already right here. But be aware of formatting, okay? So that is what I have for you for the week of, where are we? May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, right? Isn't that funny? Haha. Anyway, as always, let me go ahead and stop sharing. As always, if you have any questions, send me a remind text. I've got it, I have it open on my laptop here, and it also comes to my phone right here. And I can get back on that pretty easily. I mean, I respond almost immediately on that. You can also send me an email to either my Gmail. I have that one open now and check it several times a day, whereas before, I mean, I get so many emails in that, and a lot of them are like every time you submit something in Google Classroom, I get an email, or I get a message, I get a notification that's been turned in. So when if I have 100 students turning in work, well, turning in like 3 or 4 assignments a week, that's 400 emails a week. So occasionally an email, a legit email, gets buried in there. So I apologize for that, but I am checking it regularly, at least a couple times a day. And you can also send me an email to my regular, the cynthia.gatlin@rasd.org email address. Is that it? Oh, or you can pop on hello during my open office hours. Feel free to pop on. I do have some notes on our calendar that I'm going to be unavailable a couple of times this week. We're doing some things with the seniors as they're having like cap and gown pickup, and so I'm going to be involved in some of the things for our seniors to help honor them because they're kind of getting the brunt of this. But I hope you're all doing well, and I would love to see your smiling faces. And it does kind of make my little heart leap whenever I get a remind from y'all. I'm so grateful that y'all have not been afraid to reach out, and y'all are just rocking through this. So anyway, have a wonderful week, and I look forward to, like I said, I look forward to seeing the rest of your book snaps as those get turned in. And I look forward to seeing your research. I will look at those, look at your topics that you have proposed and get y'all some information back on that. So hope you're having a great weekend, and I look forward to chatting with y'all again soon.